I'm delighted to welcome you today on Odoo Experience to present one of the most exciting topics in the digital marketing landscape. My name is Jeremy and I will present you Odoo A/B testing in email marketing. So you have the QR code if you have maybe questions, so you can scan it already, otherwise it will be at the end of the presentation again. So the agenda for today is to first go back on the basics of email marketing. So quickly we will cover that, then we will define what is finally A/B testing and the role of A/B testing, the process to have good A/B testing in the email marketing campaigns. We will cover that also in Odoo database to see concretely in action how it looks like and how easy it is to do with Odoo. And finally we will conclude with some tips and tricks to take away. Benefits of email marketing. So email marketing remains one of the most powerful tools to engage with your audience and manage the growth of your business. It has several benefits. It is cost effective, you control your communication, so that's direct communication from your company to your audience. It can generate high revenue, high return on investment if well managed, and again, you really the master of the segmentation that you make, you can target the right people. However, the success of those campaigns remain on the ability you have to adapt the message and personalize the message for the different persons you have. And so you will be able to maximize the impact you will have. And I see already marketers here in the room thinking, oh, are we going to speak about sending the right message to the right people at the right time? And yes, we are. This is precisely where A/B testing comes into play. So this is a method that allows you to compare two versions of an email, version A, a version B, and choose the one that performs better. So you have different KPI, you split the audience that you will target, you split the two mails, and the idea is to analyze and iterate depending on the result of the campaigns. In other words, A/B testings allow you to take decisions based on concrete data rather than guessing it. And this will lead you to optimize the email content that you send, to improve the open rates and click-through rates, and enhance finally engagement and conversions. And that's all what we want, I think. This is a slide I like. So this gives a good overview of A/B testing. So we have first different elements that we can test. Then we need to have a clear process. So that's the theory, we'll cover that. And finally, some best practices to optimize the A/B testing in the campaign. Let's focus on the first one here. So the different elements that we have. If I take back an email, what do I have first? I have the subject line. I can play with the subject line. That is an interesting element first. Then I have the email content. So the images, the text that I have, the different or the only call to action in this case. And finally, the timing. That's also an element. When you will send the campaign. So the process is simple. First, you need to define your goal. What do you want to achieve with the A/B testing? Actually, a good goal, if you usually see that your email campaign doesn't have a good impact, maybe not a good open rate for the beginning, it might be interesting to focus on the subject line, on the preview line, to see exactly, okay, maybe I can increase the open rates thanks to that. The idea then is to split the email list, to create the variation, the variant A and the variant B, then analyze the results to take this into consideration and optimize the final campaign that you will send. I see all marketers again here thinking, oh, but sometimes we're already rushing to finish a single version of a campaign. So creating a version B when we are already not the time to finish the version A, it's sometimes complicated. But trust me, with the ease of use and the ease of setup you will do it within Odoo, you will pick up the fruits. It's a real good deal. Some advice before moving on the presentation in Odoo: test one element at a time. It's important, otherwise you are not able to take the element to understand the consideration and the differentiation of the two campaigns. So one element at a time, and so it's significant. Use a significant sample size. It's important because the sample where you're going to test the minority of the A/B testing need to reflect the reality of your audience. So if you have 1,000 people that you want to contact by mail, testing on 1 or 2 people, it's not relevant. Really use a significant sample size. Set a clear success metric. That's again going back to the goal that you need to define. If your goal is to increase the open rate, that could be the success metric, and how many open rates do you want to achieve. Be consistent in the timing. That doesn't make sense to send the first campaign on a Friday evening and the campaign B on a Monday morning, for instance. That's not the same timing. Or you can try maybe to send the exactly same content and play just with the timing, and then the A/B testing in this A/B testing, in this case, is the timing actually. And again, it's always a matter of analyzing and iterate. A/B testing with Odoo 17. So there are probably a lot of marketing tools that you know already. So what makes the difference? Why to use Odoo for my A/B testing? Actually, as Odoo is an all-in-one software solution that covers the email marketing features, obviously, but as well as all the sales module, invoicing, everything is integrated. That's the golden rule. Your email marketing tool is integrated within the whole businesses you have around in your database. So of course you will have an intuitive tool to create the campaigns, but you will also have all the data related to it available on the same tool. So let's deep dive in an Odoo marketing application. So here I am in my Odoo database. I have my email marketing application here at the right, as well as some other modules, invoicing, sales, contact, everything is on the database. If I want to create a new email, for instance, I just click on the email. I will have here all my lists of emails that have been sent already. I don't have at the moment, so let's just create a new one together with the top left button, new. What do I need to do first? I need to target my audience. So here I have a really nice tool that's really the added value for me in the email marketing tool. That you are able to, yes, select the mailing list, just select a mailing list previously set up. B2B communication, for instance. I also have at the top my different contact, my different mailing list. Or you can just play with all the other modules around, saying, okay, now I would like to target all the people that purchased a specific product last month. And this is so simple. You can travel around the different modules around and use the right data. So, okay, let's focus just for this one on a mailing list here. For instance, B2B communication. Perfect, let's start from scratch. Then I need to set up the design for my first campaign. I can have templates. I can save my templates to not rebuild the machine every time. Or I can just, the first time, selecting from draft, from nothing. So with a simple drag and drop system here, I can swipe from the left to the right. I can have a better interface like this. I can put the heading, I can put images, I can put a lot of things. That's totally responsive here. So if I want to switch from the desktop view to the smartphone view, for instance, adapting it to an iPad, for instance, to see exactly how it looks like, it's pretty efficient and useful to do. But I will not start from scratch for this campaign, so let's cancel this one and create the new. I will use one of the templates. I would like to make a big sales at the moment, so this one with my logo already seems perfect for me. I select my templates and I will start from that. Again, I will just select my mailing list and say, okay, this will be 10% on all product. Pretty simple. Okay, I can maybe add a small customization here. So I can just sub the title. Personalization is actually really useful if you want to increase the open rates. So I can just insert dynamic variables. There we are. And I check just add the name of the contact, and everyone will have the name displayed at the beginning of the campaign. Pretty easy. My campaign is ready. For the first one, it's okay. I can schedule it. Choose a date to schedule the first campaign. Okay. Or I can just send it right away. But that's not what I want to do. That's just the version A. So I can say this is where my A/B testing tab here comes into play again. So I can allow A/B testing on this campaign and say, okay, there I need to define what part of the audience I will target first for the testing. Here I say, okay, 10%, that seems accurate, 10% of the recipient of my mailing list will receive the first version. And I can apply the rules. How will I choose the winner's campaign, the winner campaign? I can do it manually, or there are a bit of automation here as I will have all the results on my tool. I can choose the highest open rate, click rate, event quotation and revenue because I have the sales module integrated within the system. So that can go pretty far. So let's say the click rate for the moment, and I want to send the final version in precisely 1 week. Perfect. So here we are, the version B is concluded. I need to send it now, but I need to create the alternative version as well. So I can just click on create alternative, no need to rebuild from scratch. It takes exactly back the same campaign I was doing at the moment. And there I want to include a bit more personalization for my second version. This banner seems efficient, stick to the point, but I would like to have a block with an image maybe. So I'll just drag and drop the image right here. So easy, don't need the text. And it's a bit bigger, it's even better. So I will replace the media. And I have my bank of images as for the website that you can choose different images, free, totally free. Or you can upload your own image. I have this one. And it will be adapted directly on the campaign. Perfect. I think we're ready to go now to create the first test. So I could schedule the 2 tests at the same time, or I can just send it right away, and that's what I'm going to do. I send the first campaign. From draft, it's gone to in queue at the moment. And I have the related campaign in the AB test, and I can compare the 2 versions at the moment. So the first one is sent, the second one is still in draft, and I will send it right away at the moment. Send to all. Now my 2 campaigns, my test A and my test B, have been sent at the moment. So I will just change the screen because I have a simulator of email just here to see exactly what I received. So I received the campaign right here. That's the first. My name is Client 5, not really original, but at least it took the name in my database. And I have the campaign. I can open the campaign at the moment and click on visit the website. I have no link internally on the campaign. That's not the ID. But what if I go back in the database of Odoo, and if I actualize, of course, my page, what I will see is that my B test here was delivered, open at 100%, 1 people, and clicked also, not for the second one. So now I will have all the results in real time in my campaign here, and I will be able to, if I selected the highest click rate, automatically next week, this will be the campaign that will be chosen from the system to be sent. Otherwise, I can just select manually. If I said, okay, finally today, right time, I see people are really responsive and I want to send it right now, I can just click on the campaign and say, okay, again, in my A/B testing, send the winner now. Just click on it, and it will send directly the accurate campaign on the version. So this is the new one. You see how many people have been sent. For the first version, I have a small amount of contacts in my database. So this selected the remaining contacts in my mailing list. So obviously, you will not send the same email 2 times to the persons. That's really important to notify. And yes, you have the results of the campaign here. You will be able to see it, how many open, replied, clicked, different KPIs, invoice, quotation, if that's related, and everything working on Odoo. And if you want to go further in terms of reportings, we have a reporting tab with all the reportings of your campaign, all the measure of the different campaigns, what are the campaigns that perform better, adapt the view, different tabs. You can insert it in the spreadsheet, and I recommend because there will be other talk focus on email marketing, focus on the spreadsheet to attend those ones, because yes, all the data that are there in your database can be reused for the next campaign, for the next reporting that you will use. So that cover the email marketing. Some last tips to share. So use customer segmentation. All your database of contacts doesn't have the same preferences. So you need to define the different segments that you need to target. And based on that, based on the learning, the different testing that you will make, you will be able to leverage automation, going to the next level in email marketing, test after test, to understand what works better for the different audience. And again, it's always a matter to continuously monitor and adapt. As a conclusion, we saw that email marketing is a really powerful tool with numerous benefits. A/B testing with Odoo can help you to improve email campaigns and email campaign performance, and it's essential for optimizing email campaigns, understanding customer behaviors. So I encourage you to implement A/B testing campaigns using Odoo. Thank you very much.
So let's see, we have some questions. only one.
Only one question? That means that the presentation was pretty clear.
It was very clear. So don't hesitate, guys, to put some questions in. But the first question is, what are the good numbers for opening and click rates usually?
It really depends on the market that you are on. Usually, we say that 20 to 25% of opening rates are really good. In terms of click, I would say 3% of clicks. It's already a good target. But again, it really depends on the market. Yeah.
There is one technical question as well. So somebody is asking if you could show again how to integrate dynamic content in your email.
Yes, absolutely. I can switch back in the database. And if you are interested, actually, I think the presentation on email marketing will really focus on that one. So here, when you create a campaign, you have the mailing list that you can select. If I wanted to set up a mailing list completely, I have my different mailing lists and I can create a new one at the moment. And if I want to use all the data in my database, here I can say, okay, let's say for the sales order, I want to find back in the sales order the different filters. Okay, I want to find order lines and say this contain the name of the product. And I have a product in my database that is called Awesome. There we go. And so I have 3 records that reply to this rule. And I can add additional rules and save it, obviously.
Can we do more than 2 A/B testings?
We can do more than 2 A/B testing, but not on a single campaign. As I said, it's really testing, and after campaign, testing again. So if you want to really consider the results that you have, why a campaign performs better than the other, don't try to put too much elements into consideration. Just focus on one single element to change, the subject line, one image or one content side to the image, but not changing everything from version A to version B, otherwise you're not able to analyze the results.
How do we know if an email is viewed correctly in user email systems or, for example, Outlook, Gmail, and so on?
How do you
know if an email is viewed correctly in a user email system? So if I think it's a
actually, I don't know what is behind exactly on how it is possible, but you see that here it's because it has been delivered. If it has been delivered, it's because the server replied that this is a correct email regarding what you sent. So there is an answer that's not a postmaster mail or something. So here it's 100% because all the mails are accurate. Then if it's opened, basically it's just in the HTML of the email, and when someone see the email, automatically we receive the answer in the servers here that that has been clicked. That has been opened. And that's the same idea for the click. When you click on the link, there is an UTM on the click, if I'm correct, and it will trigger simply the action.
Are there good best practices regarding not to come into a spam filter or not to about spam filter?
The best advice I would say is really to try to add personalization in the mail, try to be relevant in terms of what you are communicating. If the people react to open the mail, find the good content. Of course, if you want to increase open rate, just write in the subject line, win $1 million right now. And then if the content is completely different, that doesn't make sense. But if it's accurate to the expectation of the audience and the right message, that's potentially the best advice, yeah.
Can we create a segment in a mailing list?
A segment in
a mailing list?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You have the mailing list, and you can create as many mailing lists and as many segments as you want. And you can use all the additional fields. There will be, again, other demonstration on the system to really try to segment upfront already on the contact sheets what are the preferences of the different content, and all those information. If you are a car manufacturer, for instance, and you make campaigns, you feed the campaigns within Odoo with, okay, this is a family that will be more interested in a big car with six person, for instance, and he's about to change the car because he has already a car for 5 years. So it's maybe the good timing to tackle those kind of person, and all those additional fields can be added on the contact sheet and used in the email marketing tool.
Can I export a PDF design campaign into Odoo?
a PDF design campaign into Odoo.
Yes.
Actually, you have access to the HTML code of the email, so I would recommend to test. The functionality is there, so maybe you can try afterwards if you have it on hand together.
I think that was it. Somebody's writing a question right now. Can we create an email with ChatGPT, for example, or something, using IE?
This has not been communicated yet, so I learned already the new functionalities on the website. Hopefully you see there are a lot of features coming in. We consider the artificial intelligence. There are some artificial intelligence already within the system, so might be something to come, and that's totally relevant regarding the usage we have actually on the website.
Maybe just to finish off, a last one. Where can we find a full overview and explanation of every field?
Explanation in terms technique, you mean?
I think so. It's not really clear here, but I think so.
You can use to set up those kind of things. You can use the developer mode. That's an advanced mode of configuration within the system. That might be a question that we can discuss together if you want, and I can show you right away.
Let me see if there is something else. We have also some in the chat. How to handle email campaigns with more than 10,000 email addresses in order not to become a spammer?
Yes, but mass mailing is always a matter. If you want to expect massively, that was done before, but actually that's not the best scenario. That's not that works at the moment. Try to segment that list with the different groups. Try different campaigns. Don't try the mass mailing. Obviously, if it's not, it will not be relevant for all the people. So you need to segment it, send different communication to the different groups, and adapt again to be relevant. And try the personalization. That's really the best advice. Yeah.
Can I send a newsletter to contacts regarding the GDPR?
Yes, absolutely. The newsletter can be sent thanks to the email marketing tool. And thanks to the GDPR, we are completely compliant in terms of servers. And you have to opt out automatically in the email possibility as well. So if people want to opt out from an email, it's also possible. And all the data collected are GDPR compliant. Yeah.
How do mailing lists can handle the duplicates the duplicate email addresses that are in there?
Duplicate email addresses, I will need to check. Normally in your email list, you can always in Odoo export the data and import them back. So I don't know if we have a specialty to adapt directly, but you can filter on the different one. I will need to investigate to check.
Somebody has a problem within MailChimp, for example. So currently in MailChimp, we have a problem with different devices in terms of responsiveness.
Mm-hmm.
You looked at a tablet. It's like a hashtag there. So what we do with that kind of problems, I think they mean, or?
I will need to check. If it's on MailChimp, obviously we are speaking about Odoo, so I don't really know. But in Odoo, yeah, that's responsive. Though normally you should not have that kind of problem.
I think we went all through the questions, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. And enjoy your Odoo experience.